Good afternoon, my name is Swamy, working as PCT English in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Hebbal, Bangalore. Today is 19th March 2022. I am going to conduct ASL VIVA for class 12, section C. Please be seated, introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, my name is XI XII, roll number 12334.
You are from 12th C?
Yes, sir.
Right, so XI XII, tell me about what is your project?
My project is COVID-19 and life around it.
Right. Why did you select this particular topic?
So I had recently recovered from COVID and this particular topic was lingering in my mind and it seemed very relevant to what was happening in the world.
What is your objective?
Objective was to learn the different stories and the narratives of people around me, so that it will help, me becoming a much better part of society. A closely knit society will be formed and we'll be able to understand each other a bit more.
Okay, fine. So tell me, what is your method of approach?
So method of approach was survey, sir, which the method I used was the Likert scale method, which is, it divides the responses in numbers, which gives an instantaneous magnitude on what is the feeling of that person. It is mostly used in psychological surveys, but it was also useful in this particular case.
So you received responses.
Yeah, the responses were
but not many sentences.
No, the responses were very less, but they definitely had a diversity in terms of age and occupation.
So for example, the question here is, how has your physical health changed? And you have given no change, one option, and the scale you have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one is drastic change. So what is the percentage of responses you received drastic change?
Drastic change, most of the thing is the responses initially were very less. So I scrutinized them and I tried to have a complete spectrum age wise and occupation wise. So my main focus was to see that there is a difference in occupation wise, the life changes financially taking place over the course of pandemic.
Right. And based on the responses you have written report?
Yes sir, there is a report.
So this is your report.
Yes sir.
So tell me, what have you written in your report based upon the responses you received?
So first was my method of approach. I explained it in the report. Then I have also mentioned the method of method of approach. Then what all I inferred from the report, and then the conclusion, and also where it can be used in the future.
Right, fine. So last question.
Yes.
Tell me, what have you learnt or what have you gained, or what is your reflection or what is your experience of doing this entire project?
One thing I've learned is the different narratives of all the people whom I've questioned and interviewed, and the other thing is I've learned how to take a survey, how to make a report out of it, which will probably be helpful when I do my future studies or any project works for the office.
And did you face any challenges
Yes,
when
sir.
you are doing this project?
Since this was my batch was the first one to do a project of such sort, we didn't have much ready references to understand and see what. So it was a very unique and a very bizarre experience, if I can say, because we learned. We did not have any ready reference. One thing was that, and the other thing is we had to look at different surveys already being taken as secondary data, and I had to make a lot of changes, and I also had help from my father who has done his PhD, so on how to take reports, how to infer data from that, and that was also.
Right, fine. So anything you would like to say at the last?
Yes sir, this project, though it was very time taking and challenging, we could learn a lot from it, as it was a new experience. One thing is that, and I learned how to take a survey and report, as I already mentioned.
So what about humans' emotion? Were they happy when you were asking such kind of questions?
There are people who had the opportunity to start doing work, housewives who were earlier housewives, due to the pandemic, due to the financial constraints of their family, they started working, which made them a bit happy. And then there were people who lost their job, which obviously did not make them feel happy, but yeah, there was a complete set.
Right. So that's the end of your Viva, and you got 10 out of 10 in your English Viva. Have a nice day. Introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Dimple. I'm from class 12C and my room number is 30.
Tell me, Dimple, what is the topic you selected?
Indian obsession with K-pop.
Indian obsession with K-pop. Okay, what is this K-pop?
Sir, it's in Korean band where the Korean boys sing and dance.
Right, so Korean boys. Yes. Okay. So why did you select this project?
Sir, the reason nowadays, like in India, 95% of the youth is interested in K-pop, and as we know, youth makes a country. So I want to know why they are so interested in it.
Right. What is your main objective?
Sir, I want to develop some skills like singing and dancing. So I chose this topic.
Right. And what is your action plan?
Sir, I chose the mode of I chose creating a video. Then I searched in Google and YouTube the source, and then creating a video. And after listening to it, I did my report.
But here you have written your main objective is the primary objective of this project is how to manage the failure in life. The secondary objective is to know what things are required in life to get success. Furthermore, I wish to develop some songs in future. So you said the last one. These two are also important. How to manage the failure in life.
Yes.
Yes. Then how did you achieve that objective using this topic, Indian obsession with K-pop?
Sir, actually, in K-pop, there are some girls who are from India, and they actually told their story, how did they overcome their failure and they struggled to become so popular. So from there, I learned.
Right, fine. So now tell me, what is your method of approach?
Creating a video.
Creating a video. Right. So did you create the video already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you share the video?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now tell me, what have you written in this report? India's obsession with K-pop. Explain this.
Sir, first I started with the history of music, how music started in the world. In 1960s, it started with the rock and roll icons, and then in 1980s it started with Michael Jackson. In 1990s it started with bubblegum pop bands like Spice Girls, and then I started how in India it started. A song came in 2012 named Gangnam Styles, because of which Psy, the singer, became very famous, and because of that song only in India the K-pop was introduced, and the youth was very fascinated by those things. And I can say that cricketers like Virat Kohli and our president Ramnath Kovind and some Bollywood actors like Tiger Shroff and some singers like Arman Malik and A.R. Rahman, they were also fascinated, and they actually appreciated and respected the K-pop music.
Right, fine. So now the next question is, as you have mentioned, it is obsession.
Yes.
Right. Is it good to have this kind of obsession with K-pop or not?
Sir, it's good because many people are learning new skills like singing and dancing.
One more question is, can you name the few names? Can you give the few names of the Korean pop singers?
BTS, Blackpink, and so.
Right. So do you like them personally?
I just like their songs.
You like only the music, not those boys with that bob haircut and all those things. You don't like them physically. You like their only music, right? Because when I watch those K-pop music, they don't look like men at all. They look like something in between. Okay, so that's why I'm asking you. Okay, but you like their music, clear and recall. Right, good. Okay, the next question I wanted to ask you. Your first objective was to learn something to become successful. So what did you learn to become successful by listening to the music?
Sir, actually, in future I want to develop some music. So
okay, you want to compose music?
In
Future. You want to become a composer or a singer? Singer. Okay, now can you sing a song for us?
Okay, sir.
Will you sing? You 2 lines also, no problem.
Worlds apart, I'm standing in front of you, but you're so hard. It's getting hard to think of a reason we stay in the dark. Would it be for the better if we both just surrender and let it go?
Okay, though I didn't understand anything, but you give me the music also so that I can add that music background. Okay, fine. So last question to you. Did you face any problem in creating the video, or did you have any kind of any challenges you come across while preparing this entire ASL VIVA project?
Sir, not so many, but while editing it was some problems.
Okay, while creating the video, technical issues came. So, which platform and which editing tool you used to create that video?
Video editor.
Video editor only. Alright, fine. So, anything you want to say at the last? How did you enjoy this entire project? Was it like cheerful, joyful, or was it stressful?
It was nice. Like,
It
I
was.
enjoyed the journey.
You enjoyed, right? Fine. So that is the end of your ASL VIVA on your topic Indian obsession with K-pop, and you got 10 out of 10 marks in your project. Good day.
Good morning, sir. My name is XI XIII and I'm from 12th C. My roll number is 1.
Right. Good morning, Akila. So your name is Akila Suresh, and you are from class 12th C, and your roll number is 12301. Okay. So tell me, Akila, what is your topic for ASL project?
Impact of COVID-19 on work, education and lifestyle.
Okay. So why did you select this particular topic, Akila?
So, keeping in mind the prevailing pandemic, I just wanted to know how this pandemic has affected different people in different ways. It has affected them mentally and physically. So, to know about how it has affected them, that is the reason why I've chosen to. I've chosen this topic.
Very good. Then, what is your main objective?
So it is to know how because even I was a victim of COVID-19. I know how I have been through and my family. I wanted to know how it has affected the profession as well and the students who are from school who are schooling in college. I wanted to know how it has affected them also, how their family, financial, everything as a whole.
Right. Then, what is your action plan to achieve your objective?
First of all, I selected the topic that I wanted to work on, and after that I decided the way I should be doing it as a survey. So I prepared a Google document, Google form, in which I prepared a questionnaire which had questions, and I sent it to some people who I knew are of particular professions to know how it has affected them, and they sent me the responses, and based on that I made a report, and then the rest of the pages like.
Right. And then, what is your method of approach?
As a question answer, I prepared
Google form, interview based.
Interview based.
Right. So, how many questions you included in your questioning?
Sir, around 10 to 11 questions.
10 to 11 questions, right. And to how many people you sent the
I've sent
Google
it to
form?
5 people.
5 people. How many responded?
All 5.
All 5 responded. Okay, fine. Now tell me, what are your general observations after you received the responses? What are your general observations? Based upon the responses, you have to tell me. You have prepared reports?
Yes.
So you tell me, I would like to hear from your side.
So first of all, the 2 people I sent to the questionnaire was 2 students to know how it has affected them. They shared their opinions on how the online education has affected their lives and how they prefer offline education over online and why they prefer. I got the same response from both of them that they find it difficult to attend online classes due to, first of all, physical, because after sitting for hours in front of the computer, it gives them eye strain and headaches. And coming to mentally, they find it difficult to understand concepts. Also, it affects their social interaction because they are not able to interact directly with their friends. They feel isolated at home. They have parents to share, but they feel that is not enough. They want to reach out to their friends and talk. They want a direct contact, but that is not possible because of the pandemic. So that was their views on how it has affected their life.
Right. So you have even mentioned here how teachers were also affected by this COVID pandemic. So can you elaborate it?
So about teachers, they were first of all not trained. They are experts of offline education, teaching with blackboard, textbooks, and directly interacting with students. When a sudden change to online, they were not trained in online pedagogies. First of all, they were finding it difficult to adapt to it. But slowly, when they started adapting, they also see that they don't get the same effort that they put from the students. Some students do not interact during the online classes. So that is kind of they lack job satisfaction because of that. And also, since they are working from home, they have to take care of their family as well. And they are not able to concentrate on both the sides, some of them. That is how they find it.
Tell me, whether anybody expressed happiness or whether anybody is happy with COVID-19?
They are not really happy, but...
What about students? They are very happy. Online classes?
They find, they kind of little. They're just little happy.
What is the percentage of the students who are happy with online classes?
Just a few.
Percentage, like
Maybe 40%.
40% students.
Yeah.
Right. And what about the percentage of teachers who are also happy online classes?
Very rare, maybe 20.
20-30%. Okay, final question to you. So what have you learnt after completing this ASL project on COVID? Impact of COVID-19 on work, education and lifestyle. So what have you learnt? Did you face any problem while doing this research or preparing the project?
No sir, first of all my mom is a teacher, so she also shared a lot of her opinions, how she takes online tuitions. So she shared with me her experience. So I actually got an idea of how it's affected them physically and mentally. So through that I got to learn that you always have someone to reach out. You can always reach out to someone. You don't have to feel isolated. Like my mom shares her feelings with me even though I am younger to her. You always, even if it is limited, your family members, you can always reach up to them. And this pandemic situation, we all are helpless. All we can do is from our side by following protocols. And as soon, we all hope that this pandemic just ends as soon as possible. And that's how it is.
So very good, Akila. You have presented very well and you got 10 out of 10 in ASL project.
Good morning, my name is Keith. I am from class 12C and my roll number is 12304.
Okay. So Keith, you are from class 12C.
Yes.
And your roll number is?
12304.
12304. Right. So tell me, Keith, what is the name of the topic?
Mission ISRO by Harsha Vijay.
Okay, Mission ISRO. So you have selected this topic, Mission ISRO, for your ASL project.
Yes.
Okay. So may I know why did you select this particular topic?
So I just wanted something historical. So I was very much confused which topic should I choose. I had many options. Like my friends also told me that Spotify has many good podcasts and many options were there. So I was still confused with 2-3 podcasts. So I took help from my mother that which podcast should I choose. So she told me that Harsha Vijay was a great Indian commentator, cricket commentator, and I was very much fascinated about ISRO. So I chose this topic.
So what is your main objective or objectives?
This podcast is hosted by Harsha Vijay, and its main objective was to bring out all the spectacular stories of Dr. Homi Bhabha and Sarabhai and their hard work for creating this platform for scientific era.
Okay. But Harsha Vijay is a cricket commentator.
So he was a cricket commentator.
No, he is not a cricket commentator.
So I don't know. My mother told me about him.
Fine. So tell me, what is the content you listened in that podcast?
So it has 10 episodes, and each episode lightened about Dr. Homi Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai, and also many other scientists such as APJ Abdul Kalam and U.V. Rao, who is the scientist man of India, satellite man of India, and So at the time of 1960s, when Russia launched its first, so can I tell this story? At the time of 1960, when Russia launched its first satellite, Sputnik, it was a very much hustle around the world that Russia launched its first satellite. So NASA opened its door for accommodation and to let all the countries to come and do all the research about the launch of other satellites. So Homi Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai took it as opportunity and took the help of Jawaharlal Nehru at that time for launching their own satellite and their own organization. So by the help of NASA, they launched their first spacecraft, Nike Apache, at the time of 1969, I guess, and then after that they launched Aryabhatta. So it was a successful mission. Both the missions were successful, and then after that Vikram Sarabhai launched Indian Space Research Organization in 15 August 1975.
Correct. So now, after watching or listening to the podcast,
Yes,
as it is a method of approach is listening to a podcast, what did you personally learn?
So I just learned that hard work pays off. Every time hard work pays off, because At that time when Vikram Sarabhai and Homi Baba recommended for this organization, India was not at a great situation because it was just after independence. So Jawaharlal Nehru still, he just told that yeah, we can do, but it was not still possible because India was not able to feed all the Indians at that time. But still they did all the research, and with very less money they launched their first satellite.
Right. Final question. What did your what do you call feeling, or what is your experience when you are doing this project?
So it was very nice because it had 10 episodes. Each episode was 15 to 20 minutes, and every day I listened to the whenever I was free, I just opened Spotify and I listened to each episode. So it was just a great experience because Harsha Bhogle explained it very well, and all the complex sentences were jotted down to very easy ones.
That's good. So that is the end of your English ASL VIVA, Keith, and you got 10 out of 10 marks in your project submission and VIVA. Good day.
Good afternoon, my name is Sayan from class 12C, roll number 12340.
Okay, good afternoon, Sayandas. You are from class 12C and your roll number is 12340.
Yes, sir.
So may I know your topic for your ASL project?
Sir, COVID-19 protocols and rules.
COVID-19 protocols and rules. Okay, right. So tell me, why did you select this particular topic?
So I selected this topic because I wanted to know what's the life of the people who are poor, like what do they face and what difficulties are there in their life. So I just took this topic to basically know how they manage these all things in this kind of situation when it's lockdown is there and all those rules and regulations are there.
So what are your objectives and main objective?
So the objective is basically to know about the education system and the rules which are like not known to many people who don't follow, like wearing masks, having sanitizer in their bag, and all those.
And what is your action plan?
So action plan is about knowing about the education system, how it goes on COVID-19 protocols, and basically how does the school follows it. Does everyone manage to cope up with that? Like online classes were going on when COVID-19 situation were there. So basically on that.
Right. Now, what is your method of approach?
So basically, I just created a video on this by shooting some 3 to 4 people, taking them and knowing about their lives, like poor people, those who can't manage to afford some high cost in hospitals, and government hospitals, they have to suffer for a lot of time, like they have to stand in line and all those. So like I just went to their home and just created a short video on them by asking them how are you able to manage, what are the difficulties you face in life, and what are the things you do to manage these all things.
So you really interviewed people?
Yes, sir. So I created a video.
You already created the video?
Yes,
Good. Let me see updates. Now tell me, what did you learn after this in the entire process and creating a video or preparing for ASL VIVA? What did you learn from this experience?
So I learned many things, like living in high standard is basically some useless without any hard work. Like poor people, they do many hard works, like they to earn money, they do farming, work in someone's houses, and all this they do just because to earn money and make the family happy. In rich people, they don't do any hard work, just they go to company and come back from office and just sit idly. So basically I wanted to know their life, how it goes, and how their children face difficulties while getting education. They get discriminated in schools. Like many say they are not poor enough, not even high standards, so like that.
Right. So do you think that those people who go to office come to home, they don't get any kind of problems and they don't have any kind of challenges in their life?
So like they have challenges, but because of money, they don't know that much, like how hard work the poor people do. If someone stays in a poor people's life, they'll get to know that how much hard work they has to do, and to earn a money, they has to spend a lot of time, efforts, and all those they have to do. But these people don't know that.
Good. So, would you like to say anything at the end of this?
So I would like to say, if anyone is in high standard, they should not discriminate others, like any poor, about their caste, gender, and all those. Like they are not high standard and all. Just because it's a COVID-19 pandemic, everybody has become poor. Like nobody has jobs. All the companies which were earning much, they have shut down because of some reasons. So I like just to say that everyone should be equally treated in the society.
Good. So that's the end of your Viva, and Sayandas, you got 10 out of 10. That's the end of your Viva. Have a good day.